I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in it.
'नमस्ते अर्नब'। ठीक है, अपना बताओ क्या हाल है। फिफ्टी नहीं, 55। आप कितने ईयर पे हो? क्यूस्ट कर रहे हैं। ओह, बॉस फाइट्स में हेल्प की ज़रूरत होगी तो बताना।
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it a worthwhile experience.
Let's dance.
Be sanctified.
I'll protect us.
Silence! Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
इधर फिर आ जाएंगे बाद में, इधर का देख लेते हैं। यार हेल्टम हो गया, उधर से ही अब करके आना था। हाँ, नेवलेट का बिल्ड हो गया है। बाकी और बढ़िया बनेगा तो और बढ़िया बना लेंगे। आपका बिल्ड कहाँ तक पहुँचा? आर्ले का वंडर स्ट्रोक दिए हैं। फिर आपका नेव्यू तो खतरनाक है। कितना डैमेज जाता है आपके नेव्यू का? हमारे वाला का तो बहुत कम है। ये पता नहीं हाइड्रोकुलस कहाँ पे है। ये रहा। ये हमारा तो मैक्स है। नॉर्मल वाला 10 पे, ब्रस्ट वाला 8 पे और स्किल वाला 7 पे है। आपका क्राउन नहीं किया मतलब? इससे आगे जाएगा तब तो। मैक्स लेवल रीच्ड लिख रहा है। सारे टैलेंट्स को 10 करे तो बढ़ा सकते हैं। अच्छा, हमें तो पता ही नहीं था यार। ये कहाँ से बंद है? इधर दिखा तो रहा बट इधर दिख कहाँ रहा है?
Let the show begin.
अच्छा, इधर है। तो सारे टैलेंट्स तो अभी नहीं गए हैं 10 पे। ना मानबा पिटाइया के मानबा तू सा। अरे अरे अरे,
Settle down.
हमने तो पीट दिया।
Let the mighty be humbled. Silence.
I'll protect us.
I see the temperate waters
There?
of eons past.
बस अभी और सोप है।
Into the fire.
T1
Time for retribution.
Nice and spicy.
इतना मतलब तो हमें नहीं पता, इतना तो मतलब ही हम नहीं हैं।
It is.
You're toast. No. Come on. We can do it. Let's dance. Help! My dinner is attacking me.
Time for retribution.
इसको लगा था नेभ्यू ख़त्म तो सब ख़त्म। अरे हमारे पास अभी और बड़े बड़े वीर हैं।
Let the show begin.
We'll need more where that came from.
इस काइला को यहाँ भी आज़ाद किए थे हम लोग, है ना। छोटे से बब्बल में कितना ऑक्सीजन भर के लाया है इसके लिए। ये क्या फिर से जा रहा है? अरे पीछे टीपी है, बातें बाद में करना, टीपी खोल लेते हैं पहले। अच्छा ये टीपी ऑन है। कहाँ गया? यहाँ टीपी होना चाहिए था। यहीं तो खोलने है। टीपी खोलना पहले जरूरी है।
Germinate!
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing today. Let's dance.
Bow your head.
I'll protect us.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Meripede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
What's happening? I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor...
Let's go ask the Duke. Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface. Over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that must...
So the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back into this. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now? That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice. Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now. Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too? Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Mirapede is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. And since Nervalet was the one who asked us to come here, we should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia. You're going to see Monsieur Nervalet? Please pass on our kind regards.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Nervalet did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening. Nervalet!
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Mirapede. And it appears that you have managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right. And we came here to see you right away.
A massive whale.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? And is he okay?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right! Paimon felt it too! We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
The water levels rose? Oh no!
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time, and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad if the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I finish things here.
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please be careful.
हेलो।
Oh no. What happened here?
अच्छा, तो बोलना चाहिए था ना।
Nadia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Jaime means we need to check on her.
आप तब बात करते तो तभी वॉइस सुन लेते। देखो, हम उतने महाज्ञानी तो नहीं है,
We
बट
haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is gonna...
आपके लिए आपका आईडी देख सकते हैं।
Look! There's someone on the roof over there!
वेट कीजिए
Just stay
थोड़ा,
put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
जब बोलेंगे तब आईडी लिखिएगा।
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! How could this have happened?
Just hang in there. Help is on the way.
आईडी सर्च करने वाला खुलने दीजिए। चलिए, आपका आईडी देख लेते हैं पहले, नहीं तो फिर ये बंद हो जाएगा। ओ, पिकाचू ऑन है। बोलिए, आई मीन लिखिए, हाफ हाफ करके लिखिएगा। एट 96857 782। अरे यार, पीटीआर पीकू एडवेंचर रैंक 855 लेवल 80 पे ही क्यों रखे हो इसे? नाइन्टी बाई 90 करो नहीं ताको। और और इसका एलिमेंटल मास्टरी अगर 1000 पे चला गया तो ठीक है, नहीं तो कर लेना। हो जाएगा, आई थिंक चला जाएगा। ये मैजिक गाइड को ना आप 90/90 करो, और अच्छा, तो इसे 90/90 करोगे और नाहिदा को 90/90 करोगे तो चला जाएगा। ठीक है, आर्टिफैक्ट्स ठीक होगा। रुकेगा। निब्यू का बिल्ड तो मस्त है। ओहो, प्रोटोटाइप एम्बर, आपका भी एक टोपी वाला। टैलेंट सब करना भी बचा हुआ है। थोड़ा सा और बढ़िया होना चाहिए था निब्यू का बिल्ड आपका। क्रिट रेट कम है।
you're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1, and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded on an aquabus. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people there. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me.
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
I'll be right there. Sorry, I need to go for now.
And off she goes. Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just... of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to... Traveler, Paimon, would you two accompany me?
Huh? Right now?
Thank you. Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson,
Right. That's how things are now.
Navia? Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver... They won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still, they were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time, and they were...
What should we...
I've known them for so long. I could at least hold a funeral for my father, and I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just... gone.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect...
I can understand. Besides, the scene...
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something...
How could Master ever be upset with you, Demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone...
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it will save us both the trip to...
That makes sense. In that case...
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us could...
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just...
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the... I'd promise to let them rest in peace here. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better.
I'd always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that Malus and Silver have helped me, I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Thank you. Right now, by the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett. So, everyone else is sick?
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And the overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right. Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone.
You're right. Like what you said just now was pretty amazing, actually.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter. That doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for other salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Terre. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with...
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Meripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck. And at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
So, that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family. But Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh! That somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely shared with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into it. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say, all right? The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going. the knave was talking about?
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Let's dance.
Bow your head.
I'll protect us. Floor here isn't safe.
Settle down.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get Paimon wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you. That complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful. Let's dance. Oh no, it's a dead end! Let's try climbing over from the side.
क्या पता चाइल्ड मिल जाए इधर.
Wait, there's something wrong with this bridge.
अरे ये कैसे हुआ?
Demoiselle. Huh? Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Malus.
Oh, was I?
Yes, it would appear so.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that's...
Oh, right. It must have slipped my mind. This is a familiar feeling, yet...
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. I was just trying to recall why...
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome... They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor opened...
Sometimes force is required to...
That's right.
Oh, yes. One, Miss Navia. These are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what we would have done without your help.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some...
Very well.
Wait. Something's... Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken...
That's right. Is something...
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met. I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to.
Huh? We do?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia! Here you are! I've been looking for you.
My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about...
Oh?
Look, it's Navia! She's here!
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness. Everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Julien, Essen. Why are so many people here? And as for the judge... huh?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I...
All right. But...
Typically, it wouldn't...
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on. Do they have any idea what they're doing?
Enough with the whisper!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet... As all here know, you are Master Cal... After you took over this... Not only you, but your butler...
Wait a...
Yes, correct. We are one big fam. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you...
Huh? Everything you have said is correct.
Ah, well.
How wonderful!
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's...
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr.
She was born a free...
Her actions, please do not mistake.
ये क्या चल रहा
As
है
an
यार?
individual, you say?
खत्म नहीं हो रहा है
Don't
जल्दी.
forget, we are all Fontanians here. This, even if Miss Navia, everything is met. Now, I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay.
And you would call this justice? Have you forgotten how much you all want...
Do you need to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. And that...
I had...
Demoiselle.
Silver... I remember now. Everything that seemed... Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid.
Absurd! Who are you to say that don't let them escape?
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
She says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us!
Miss Navia.
Silence.
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day.
Our thanks, monsieur.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia. While they...
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance.
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this...
Malus... Silver...
Quickly, you must...
Goodbye.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Hey! Navia?
You're awake? Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were...
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I
What is it?
I think I saw two Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
Perhaps those two Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me.
Please come with me.
Neverlet, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way! Don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewin made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately. And I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meropide.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then. So, Neverlet, you're probably quite...
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere.
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave. We had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who...
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then! Let the show begin. Yeah.
Be sanctified.
Dada Kundala.
क्या बोलता है ये मरने के बाद?
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step. Let the show begin. Watch out! They're not falling over the earth!
Yeah. You can.
The tides beckon. Silence!
Let the show begin.
Settle down! Bow your head.
Let's dance. Let the show begin. Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose.
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of...
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it. Most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy? Does that—
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat.
Just head back to the Fluvsandra and have a rest then.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem?
She has long been harboring secrets, and will not give them up easily. Which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
All right, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fluvsandra is always open to you, as ever. All right.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no, the boss is the best.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
Mona?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadt surname?
Yeah.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great... There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now, according to...
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames,
Wow! Imagine including a boasting.
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take Astromancer, Barbeloth...
Whoa, that's a long one.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is...
Thrice as great?
I know, right? That's just...
Talk about obsessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname.
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dorman Port, and I...
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least...
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think...
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must...
A visionary? Sounds really powerful.
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I bet there are others amongst the... Huh? Are you sure?
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing.
Oh, well, this is...
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all...
Indeed, indeed.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need...
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's help, didn't we? Our Fontanian friends will thank us someday. Good morning. To be honest, I'm still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
You're here! Finally!
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean... there...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know. Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 featured different images that seemed to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh! You noticed! Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again. A state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage? Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this. But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what family should do. Sit and enjoy.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand. And used on the spot. So...
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might...
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for...
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before.
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would...
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Our line of work requires...
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinate...
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker, if I do say so.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach.
Calm and steady. Exactly.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clock. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. if they're realistic enough.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
Would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going...
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not...
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Oh, so that's what's going on.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but... well, it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't... did you just pour some tea? Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before!
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea.
Who's that voice?
Aw, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar.
The voice from the sky, I fear that you're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. Consider me a passerby. The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will...
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the...
What is she talking about? It all sounds...
I believe that you understand, right? Some things ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality.
The voice. It's gone. Alright. Hey, it's you who's getting...
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively band.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and.
Did she have pink hair by.
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. I assume you've heard of her, no? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves God, but I've never met her. And if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that...
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group.
their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when, or perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now. Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right.
I see. I feel that same sense of desperate. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far, but even so, I still hope for. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. I did originally think of steering clear of all this.
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. It was worth trying to comfort you. I suppose that might be why we all...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
इस यूट्यूब की ऐसी की तैसी चैट क्यों नहीं आ रहा? अरे यार क्या बोल रहे हैं, यूट्यूब वाला सुन लेगा तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. इसके आगे भी कुछ चैट है. अभी जो दिखाएं उसके आगे.
Huh? Our names are... Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that doesn't... My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with their white fairy. So while the fortress is in journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop... Charlotte took so many... She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier... seriously? We're here! But... Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it, despite the tense...
1 slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after... Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too?
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but... Maybe the waters will rise tomorrow.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No. Still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No. It's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what...
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only... I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in...
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food.
चलो ठीक है. चैट ही नहीं सो हो रहा तो रहने देते हैं स्ट्रीम को अभी इतना पे ही.
Oh, we're near the Seabird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
ये वहां से वहां कैसे चला गया? कुछ तो गलत क्लिक हो गया है, जल्दी जल्दी।
I see the value in my own work, but snow is in fact one of water's natural self-cleansing mechanisms. But human activity tends to reduce snow's purity, so do not consume it.
ठीक है, अगले स्ट्रीम पे मिलते हैं। टाटा।